Hi, welcome back. So, we're in the 2012 BMW 650i. Now, the thing that we really should tell you is that this isn't just any 650i, this is the X-Drive all-wheel drive. So not only do we have 400 horsepower, 4.4 liters, a V8 twin power turbo motor, but we have all-wheel drive to keep this thing firmly planted on the road. So let's take a look and see what we really think about this car, give you the real review. So one of the things that we have to say about this car first is that it is definitely not for the everyday person. And it's not because it's not a great car. It's because you have to put down almost $101,000 to get this car as it's equipped. And that's a lot of money for most people. So right off the bat, we're looking at a car that is probably not going to be seen a ton around town, but it is definitely an amazing performance machine. One of the things that you can probably see here in the camera is that the interiors of these BMWs, whether you're buying a 3 Series, 5 Series, this 6 Series, or all the way up to the 7 Series, they are impeccable inside. They have contrast stitching, some of the nicest interior design, in my opinion, on the market. They do have complicated systems. They're known for that in their German engineering, but when you get used to using them, they're pretty cool because they'll do just about everything and brush your teeth. And if you watched our Real First Impressions video, you've heard me say this before. It's a car that you're going to want to actually read the owner's manual on, but once you do, they're really usable and really actually nice to use every day because they become intuitive. They just really aren't, in my opinion, intuitive off the bat. So we talked about 400 horsepower, but what's it drive like? The 2012 BMW 650i is a big car. We invite you to go check out our Facebook at Real Auto Reports on Facebook to see the picture of this car next to a Dodge Ram 2500 four-door. It does not make this car look small. It is a big two-door coupe. It drives nice. It's got the multiple suspension settings. You've got Comfort Plus, you've got Comfort, Sport, Sport Plus. So all these different settings allow you to change the way this car feels. Right now, for filming purposes, we have it in Comfort Plus. As you can see on these blacktop roads that we're on, it's a pretty smooth ride and it's a quiet car as well, which for $100,000 you probably are expecting. One of the other things we'd like to talk about with this car is the technology that comes in its standard. This car has what BMW calls efficient dynamics, and that is basically a hybrid system without the car really being a hybrid. What it does is when you lift off the gas, it takes the energy from the kinetic energy from the brakes and transfers it to charging the battery so that the alternator can create less load on the motor and therefore reducing the fuel consumption. And this is just one of the things that the efficient dynamics does to help make these cars more efficient while still being high performance vehicles that really are a pleasure to step on the gas and drive. The features on this car are pretty incredible, but what about passenger room? It is a big car, so can it hold 4 people? I mean, it's a 2-door coupe, but it's got a back seat. What we'll tell you is that with a 6'2" person in the front passenger seat and a 5'2" person in the back seat, it's tight. And in fact, the back passenger that's 5'2" probably isn't going to be thrilled at riding back there very long. As you can probably tell, I'm not short, so there's probably no way that someone can ride behind me because my legs are so long that I drive with the seat pretty far back. And so this is really a personal coupe. Yes, you can take extra passengers, but you're probably not going to be riding in the lap of luxury when you do so. However, if you're riding by yourself or you're on a hot date, this car is going to impress a lot of people and it's going to make you feel like you're really arriving. So what about performance again? We talked about 400 horsepower, but what does that really buy you? In this car with all-wheel drive, BMW says that this car can sprint 0 to 60 in 4.9 seconds. And that's pretty impressive for such a large two-door coupe. It's also pretty impressive because when you drive this car, you really don't notice that you're in a twin turbo powered car. You also don't notice that this is the X-Drive all-wheel drive until you get into a situation where it's kind of slippery, or you're really getting on the accelerator and being spirited in your driving. Until then, it drives really pleasantly. You don't notice the engagement of the all-wheel drive, and we really like that. It's what you would expect from a precision performance machine, and if you're going to pay this much for a car, you should get every penny for it. So some quick things we like about the 2012 BMW 650i X-Drive. We like the big navigation screen. We like the heads-up display that shows you your speed and other warnings. We like the fact that you have this big panoramic sunroof above you. Even if it doesn't open, it's wonderful to get the light in the car. We like the fact that it has memory seats on both sides with 20-way adjustable leather seats. We also really like, and this may sound funny, but we like the fact that when you open the trunk, it opens for you. And that's really handy, because when you're walking up to a car with all this stuff in your hands and you manage to get your finger on the trunk release on the key fob, it is really nice to have that trunk lift up and open for you. And that's a real highlight for us because it really shows attention to detail. Another really cool feature of this 2012 BMW 650i is this sunroof above me. It doesn't open all the way. Well, let's just show you. When you open it, you have a lot of glass, and it really makes this car feel open and airy. It's a great car for the summer. It's a great car for the fall because you can see out. You can see the changing of the colors as we come into fall, and in the summer you've got this beautiful sunlight coming through. It really makes you feel energized. One thing that I will say, because I am a convertible person, and if I'm not in a convertible, I really like sunroofs that open. This one really only lifts up, because as you can see, it goes up, it goes down, but there's no more movement. So what I've really got is something that harkens back to the 50s in the Ford Crown Victoria, which is a big piece of glass above my head so I can see out, but I can't do anything but tilt it up. And that's okay, but if you really like that open air feeling, you're going to want to look at the 650 convertible. So that's the 2012 BMW 650i real review. As you can see, we have taken it out, we've shown you what it's all about, and now we're going to have to fill it up so we can get home. See you soon, and join us again for future reviews.